Okay, good morning to all of you. So, here on the algal habitats, we are discussing this another part is there. So, as per the this aquatic algal nature is there, we are knowing these are the predominantly found in the aquatic condition, and generally fresh water and the marine water conditions are there. So, here as we are knowing, as there is some brown algal members are there from the these are from the Phaeophytes members. They are generally attached conditions to the rocky areas or the in the seashore areas are there. So first these are commonly called as the benthophytes. Benthos means rock, right? So some our green algae members, Cara, Nitella, Cladophora, Chemosiphon. So you remember these all proper names of these examples are there, right? So here you are observing the good examples of this one, some photographs and the nature. Secondly, there are the epiphytes are there. These terms are the different because in algae separate words are there. So you have to know this. So along the shores of the lakes and the ponds in the particular freshwater conditions are there. So our Udogonium, Chetophora, these are the some species. Then Spirogyra, Mogotia, some diatoms, Cytonema and Rivularia. So these are commonly called as epiphytes. Epiphy means above, generally, surface level where the sunlight is reaching. So generally sunlight is important and therefore they are in the shallow water conditions. Then plankton, that is they float on the surface of the water commonly, and these are of two types. So you may consider planktonophytes, that is they are never attached and from the very beginning. For example, our diatoms, Microcystis, Senedesmus, Pediastrum, then Chlamydomonas, Holox colonies. These are the good example. Planktophytes are there. Nextly, their second types are called as the Tychoplanetophytes. Right. So in the beginning, these algae attached, but later on they become detached, and they shows the free floating condition. Good examples are the same: Spirogyra, Zygnema, Cladophora, Urogonium, Mogotia, Tribonema, Microspora, Cylindrospermum, Tetraspora, Rivularia, Nostoc, Gliotrichia, Sargassum. So you see the some photographs particularly about this. Then terrestrial algae are there, which are commonly found on our soil surface. So generally inside the surface of the earth, and they are of two types. As we are knowing, after the first rain, second rain, there is having the algae. In Marathi we are calling as the shevala generally. So it is seen on the soil surface. So the good examples are they are reported. They are the Botridium, Mesotenium, Protosiphon, Udocladium, then Vaucheria, Frisiella, and many others, which are generally showing on the wet soil. Nextly, there are some algae of unusual habitats are there. So lithophytes. Litho means they are algae grow on the rocks and the walls. As heavy rainfall areas, suppose in the part of Konkan or Mahabaleshwar or other region, after sudden 1 week rain is there, so they are showing on the walls. So these algae commonly reported as nostoc colonies are there. Vaucheria, actually Vaucheria, it is a freshwater algae, so generally it is commonly seen. Then cryptophytes, so such algae they are to be reported as subterranean in habit and they occur inside the soil. So good examples are nostoc, anabiena, euglena. It is also reported in the paddy fields, right? So generally they are used for the increase the fertility of the fields are there due to the having ability to fix the atmospheric nitrogen. as there are you are observing, this is a photograph of halophytes are there. So these halophytes generally they are commonly seen in the saline water conditions plants. So algae generally Chlamydomonas is reported there in the salty lakes, and the pediastrum, Aphanothice, oscillatoria, right. So generally in estuarine region, that is the where the river join to the ocean. Then yellow trickles members, yellow tricks, or they shows the water temperature, it is to be changing. Then ulvels members are there. So all these are reported in the seashore area. Then nextly, some epiphytes are algae are there. So many algae found upon the other living plants and bigger species of algae. For example, bulbocity, Odogonium, Microspora, and generally this cladophora is there, Rhizoclonium, hydrodictyon already I think you are knowing, it shows the hexagonal colony is there, non-motile colony. Then Coleochaete nitellarum, it is epiphytic on the species of Cara and nitella. So larger plants, algal thallus on these other algae are reported. Then some species like Coleochaete, they shows epiphytic on the other hydrophytes like Vallisneria, Typha. Typha means in Marathi it is called as the Pancanis. Then Ipomia is there. Ipomia, right. Then other aquatic plants. Then Chitonema is there, which is epiphytic. Then aerophytes are there. So aerophytes, they are found upon the trunks of the trees, fencing, aerial. So epiphyllophytes and epiphyllophytes, right. So epiphyllophytes are nothing but such algae epiphytic upon the leaves of trees, larger trees in the thick forest area, and commonly found on the bark of the trees also. Generally rocks, fencing wires, etc., where the heavy rainfall is there. Good examples are the Rubus phyllosiphon or on the Erythema, and Rhodochytrium on the Asclepias and the Solidago. Some plants, these are the angiosperm. So on these they are reported epiphyllophytes, right. So you see this photograph. And nextly, Phycopeltis on the rubus plant. So you see this is a photograph. Then Phyllosiphon on the Erythema. Erythema, that is त्याला आपण नागफणी म्हणतो. So it is reported. So here the epiphytes are there. So these are reported from this area. And lastly, there are some Zoophytes are there. So certain algae, they are seen in the mollusk, turtles, and the fishes, right. So here you are observing the snow or the ice is there, right. So these algae commonly, like example, Chlamydomonas, Scrotiella, Greocapsa, and the diatom. So these are some habitats are there. In the next lecture we will see another some examples, good examples. Okay, so thanks to all, have a nice day. Oy ढोले.